Okay guys, the time has come. We will be doing a full PIONEX tutorial. I'll show you how to use the PIONEX platform in order to set up bots that trade on your behalf, fully automated. Basically, it's a way to do passive income and to use the volatility of the markets in order to make money even when the price is sideways. Because look here, Bitcoin is sideways for long periods of time. We've been sideways here from February 2024 all the way until November 2024. If you just hodl from here to here, you make no money. If you use PIONEX grid bot, you make a lot of money in this range, because the whole idea with the PIONEX grid bot is that it buys low, it sells high, it buys low, it sells high, it buys low, it sells high. And this is very important because many people, while they think that they can do it themselves, that when the price goes to range lows that they would be buying and then they would be selling here, most people don't do it. They're super scared when the price is low, they think we're gonna go to zero, and then they're super greedy when the price is high. And this is where something like the PIONEX grid bots come in, because the way they work is super simple, and you can use leverage, a lot of leverage if you want to, and it's going to be lower risk than using leverage on traditional exchanges like Binance or OKX, because here you're not going all in with your capital on the first trade. Instead, you set up a bot and it will buy some position to begin with, depending on how you set it up. I will soon explain to you. But you're not going all in at the existing price. Instead, if the price goes down, it's going to be using it to buy the dip. And as soon as the price keeps going up, according to your settings, it will start taking profit. So in this may be one of the key points to understand, that here you can use leverage with quite constrained risk. It's always a risk. I mean, whenever you trade, there's always a risk. But here, because you use leverage and because you are really spreading out your orders, you can make massive gains using leverage without getting wrecked, and you make money when the price goes sideways. And there are many instances where Bitcoin goes sideways. I mean, when you look at the average day of the year, Bitcoin is just flat. For most days, Bitcoin is flat. I mean, you have another range here, which was going on for quite some time, and you could have been making money all along here. So the best feeling is when price dumps and you feel good because you know that your bot is buying the dip, and you're utilizing it to your advantage, and you know that leverage is on your side if you use leverage, and everything will be perfectly fine if you know the settings, if you know the platform, and if you know how to play this game. And that's exactly what I will show you. So to get started, click the link below. You will get a big fat sign-up bonus on PIONEX. You don't even have to KYC to get a sign-up bonus. So using link below, you will get all of these benefits. You can read yourself in the page here, but you have to use the exact link below in order to get it. Also, you can once you have signed up, you can copy my bot. And just click here and you will have exactly the same bot. That's super simple, and you're gonna see other bots in the description as well that I've put that you can just copy. And this is a quick way to get started, because I want you to get started as soon as possible, to be signed up, to have some kind of bot running, so you see the power very quickly. But of course, you also want to understand what else is happening. And that's why this video is going to cover a lot. We'll be thinking about why to use a bot, and I kind of already explained it, but I'll go in more detail. Why not just go long or short? Why bother using a bot? We're speaking about, I mean, all these different topics you can see yourself. Why PIONEX? Is it safe? How to sign up? This and that. Should you go long, short, neutral? So we're going to be covering all of this. So on this note, guys, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, sign up for PIONEX using the link below, and let's get started with this agenda. Okay, guys, let's start with the first question, which is, why do you use a bot? And I already kind of explained it, but let me do it a bit more in depth. So let's say that you have Bitcoin, you have spot position right here, and Bitcoin goes sideways for 6 months. At the end of this consolidation, the sideways move, you have the same amount of money, and if you just go long, let's say that you open a long right here, you actually have a bit less money because you paid the funding fee. So 6 months has passed, and you either didn't make any money or you actually lost some money to funding fees if you actually used leverage. But what if you could use this volatility, you could use leverage to your advantage and make money even when the price doesn't move to the upside or to the downside? It just goes in a sideways channel, and it has this small up and down moves within the channel without breaking out in either direction. Here is where the PIONEX platform comes in, and this is where the bots come in a very good way, because they will be buying low, they will be opening long positions when the price is cheaper and cheaper, and they will be taking profit on the way up. And obviously here you can also use leverage so that you spread your risk in a way where you don't go all in with a big fat leverage position here. Instead, it does open up more and more positions as the price drops, and you can use leverage to your advantage. You have leverage on your side. As soon as the price starts going up again, you close those positions. Well, the bot does it for you. And this way, you end up with massive profits, and the price has barely moved anywhere. Okay, this is the power of the PIONEX bot, and in general, any bot, but the PIONEX is a platform that is built specifically for bots. It's kind of like Bybit for bots, and this is why it makes perfect sense. And I will soon show you how to set everything up, but just conceptually, this is the reason why we use the PIONEX platform. So that's the first question. Why use a bot? Why not go long or short? We also described it because you spread out the risk. You will not get wrecked as easily. And also, it's very beginner friendly. You literally have to click a few buttons. Again, I'll soon show you how to set everything up. But it's super beginner friendly where you tell it the range, you tell it the size of these grids, the different levels that it will buy at, and it's literally just writing the number of grids and it's going to calculate all of them for you. And that's it. So no coding needed, no prior trading experience really needed to set this up. And this way you have a safe strategy, meaning that the risk is contained. There's always risk, but it's not crazy risk. And number two, you can use leverage within this framework, which normally you have to be super careful. With this, you also have to be careful, but again, because you spread out the buy orders and you make it in a more controlled fashion, it is safer that way. And you can get started trading in the markets in ways that you normally wouldn't, and you squeeze the opportunity from the market in the sideways ranges where you normally wouldn't. So this is also why bots are a great way to use leverage, because they reduce your risk. You don't get wrecked as fast, as hard, and as significant if you make a mistake. Next, some people say that bots are scams, and I think I know where it comes from, because we've had many scams that have claimed that they run some kind of bot. So for example, you remember BitConnect? They said that they have some kind of arbitrage bot, and if you put money in BitConnect, you're gonna get the returns from the bot that does some kind of arbitrage. But of course, there was no other arbitrage, it was just a Ponzi scheme. There have always been all kinds of Ponzis that say that they use AI. So there's some kind of bot using AI to trade, while in reality, it's just a Ponzi scheme. So I do totally understand where this sentiment comes from, that, you know, when you mention there's a trading bot, people become super careful. And it's good that people are careful because there have been many scams. But in this case, it's super simple. You can literally see exactly what the bot is doing. You can see what transactions it made, because normally when the bot is a scam, like when they say to you, oh, it's AI, oh, it's arbitrage, you don't even know how it works. They say, oh, it's proprietary, you don't know how it works. And no one can explain to you what it does, how it actually works, then it's a scam. Run very fast. But in this case, I mean, you literally see what kind of trades it's doing in real time. So in this case, in this Bitcoin bot, it's going to buy at all of these prices, and then it's going to sell at these prices. So it's really a very simple strategy that it's doing. There is no fluff, there is no mysteriousness. You can literally see all of your money, what it's doing in the market. And this is why you don't have to worry about anything like that with PIONEX, because it's more of an automation of the things that you yourself could have been doing as well. But if you ever hear someone saying, hey, I have a bot and it's using AI, it's using some kind of proprietary something, you gotta be very careful. Be very careful. Next. How much money can I make? Well, I mean, you can see here, here are some examples where we set up a simple strategy, a simple grid, and it does make a lot. If you look at the annualized, especially, it is quite a lot. And it all obviously depends on your capital, how much money you put in, and what kind of leverage you use. But the good thing here is that as long as Bitcoin or the market overall is doing okay, it doesn't even have to go up a lot. It just has to be volatile. It has to move up and down. As long as it does that, this bot is designed to make profits by buying low without your emotions, without you being scared, and selling high. That's it. So as long as the market does that, which it normally does, I mean, Bitcoin is sideways a lot, you're gonna make money. Exactly how much, it really depends on the position size, obviously, the leverage, and so on and so forth. But as long as the market is having volatility, you can use that volatility to your advantage. You basically make volatility your friend, and that's very, very nice. There are some scenarios in which you do have to act to adjust the bot slightly. For example, if the price moves outside of your range, let's say that you have this range and it trades nicely, but then it goes out of the range like this. You will have a lot of profit here already. If this thing has been ranging for a while and buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high, and let's say the price drops like this, then you will have profit because, again, you've made a lot of buy low, sell highs here. But here, for example, the bot will not do anything because it will have bought positions on the way down, and then if it goes outside of the range, it doesn't do anything. It waits for you to tell it the new range. Do you want to wait? Let's say that it breaks out of the range. You have two options. You can wait for it to find the new range, and then you set the settings to now trade in this range. You can try to lower the existing range. So let's say that it falls out of it. You can try to lower this existing range. It really depends on your strategy. There are different ways to do it. Or you can just close the position. I mean, if it has been trading and you sit on good profit and now it fell out of the range, okay, you don't have to do anything. You can just close the bot and you can wait for it to find a new range and with a cool head return in the future. So let me just quickly show you here how it would look like in the UI. And don't get scared if it looks complex. I promise it's super easy. And very soon in this video, I'll explain to you how to set up your own bots as well. But as you can see, I have grid profit and unrealized profit. So grid profit, this is the profit from all of this buy low, sell high, buy low. So this is basically realized profit. So let's say that I have built up this grid profit by using the volatility, and then it drops out of the range. What would happen here? I would keep my grid profit. This one I would still keep. But unrealized, if I didn't close the bot or it didn't end the trading for this bot, then the unrealized would disappear. But grid profit, it's already taken out. It's already realized. So this is very important to understand that the worst case is that you lose the unrealized, but you keep the grid, because again, the grid is this one which is already closed and captured, and that's how it works. So you should know the grid, you should know the unrealized profit, and then you also see the total profit. So here it's the grid profit and unrealized profit. So there you go. Here is a bad example where you may lose money. Let's say that you open a position here, you think it's gonna range like this, but then it just drops out of it. So you didn't build up any profit. You didn't get the chance to do a few of this. You know, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, sell high. Let's say you just create your bot, you define a range, and it goes very, very quickly down. Then yes, in this case you would be losing, but it's not that you have closed it. You have just opened the positions. You've bought on the way down here, and you didn't have a chance to sell. So you have two options here: either take the loss, depending on your strategy. You can just close the bot and you can take the loss, or you can wait for it to get back into the range. Because as soon as it gets back into the range and it hits one of the grid levels down here, is gonna take profit, and you will already have some profit. You will already have captured some kind of gain. And then, of course, if it keeps going up, it's gonna be taking more and more and more profit. But this is what happens if it goes outside of the range. It's also one of the questions in the FAQ I wanted to discuss, that if it drops very quickly down, you may be at the unrealized loss, which you can realize by closing the bot, or you can wait for it to come back into the range. So that's one scenario which is negative, which you want to avoid. And you can avoid that by opening, creating your bots when you see some kind of range being established. This way you can reduce your risk. And then another scenario we discussed is that it has been ranging for a while and then it breaks down. And here you also have a choice. Either you adjust the range or you close the bot because it has a lot of profit already if it's been going up and down for a while. So those are the options. Let's say that it goes up and down like this and then it breaks to the upside. What do? In this case, you definitely have a lot of profit, especially if it's been going up and down for a while. And here, normally, you just sit in cash because it has closed all positions. It broke out of the range. If it breaks out of the range to the upside, it means that it closed all positions and you just sit with a massive profit. And again, You can either adjust the bot, maybe you adjust this upper bound to be like this, and now it's gonna trade in in this range. Or you can close it. You can wait. Or you can wait for it to find the new range and open up a new bot there. So those are the scenarios. And again, I'll show you all of this, but I want to ensure that you understand it from a theoretical perspective first. What are the risks? I mean, this is what we just discussed. What can go wrong if the price, let's say, dumps and you haven't been trading sideways for too long? How to reduce risk? We also just discussed, and that's that you can wait for the range to form before opening the bot. This way, you can reduce the risk. Yes, moving on. Why are we using PIONEX, and is it safe? Well, first and foremost, PIONEX is made around these bots. The first time you come to PIONEX, whether you go to spot or you go to futures, you see futures bot or spot bot as the first option. So all of their team, all of their product, all of their brains, they're all thinking about the bots. They've made an exchange for bots. It's like Bybit for bots. So that's number one. And number two, is it safe or not? Like any centralized exchange, you have to use your brain and you have to have most of your money in cold storage within your own control. So that's number one. Number two, PIONEX is regulated in the US. They have the FinCEN MSB license. So that's something. They're not this anonymous, exchange somewhere, God knows where. They're operating from Singapore. They have a headquarters in Singapore, just like Bybit. So when it comes to the overall picture, this one is good enough to use and to utilize their features that are unique. For example, this grid bot is fantastic. It really is fantastic. But obviously, it is a centralized exchange, so the final decision is with you. And let me show you quickly here how to set up a bot. So let's say you come for the first time, maybe you see this page or something like that. You go to futures here, you click on the futures bot. Obviously, you have to fund your wallet. So you need to go into funding, you have to your wallet here, and then you have to deposit and all of that. But you probably know how it works if you are in crypto. So that's the first step. Deposit, go to wallet, click deposit, get your money in. Number two, go to futures, go to futures bot and click here, futures bot, create futures bot. This is the most popular one right here. Next, select what kind of pair you want. Let's say we want to trade Bitcoin. You have this BTC USDT perp. Next, you can, by the way, copy my strategy. Instead of setting everything up yourself, you can just copy my strategy in the description. But let me show you how it works so you know yourself. Next, you have to select whether you go long, short, or neutral. For most people, going long is the best because Bitcoin is a trending market. Normally, it is trending in the upside. In a bull market, you want to go long. This means that when the price goes down in a range, it uses it to open long positions at lower levels. And when it goes up, it takes profits from those positions. This is the long strategy. Theoretically, you could also go short, but I would save it for the bear market because this means that when the price pumps, you open more and more short positions automatically, and it's not smart. In a bull market, it's not smart. So for most people, just use long. Then neutral you can use, but the problem with neutral is that not a lot of things will happen. You're gonna be very bored. so because then it's gonna play both sides, and it's not a good idea. So all in all, long in the bull market. We're right now in the bull market. Long is the best. And another thing is that these bots, the idea is that you should have a overall opinion on the market. So I tell you, for most people, long is best because most people are bullish Bitcoin and they think that eventually Bitcoin will continue going up. So this is very important because, again, let's say that it ranges like this. You make all kinds of money in the range, buying low, selling high, but then it drops to the downside. The bot will just wait for you to either cancel it or for the price to come back. So if you have an inherent belief that sooner or later the price will come back into the range, it is easier to be cool, and then it's going to continue doing what it did in the past until you change the range or close the bot. So this is why I would say you need some kind of opinion on what kind of market we're in, and I have an opinion that in this market, long is the only thing that makes sense because we're in a bull market. Okay. Next, let's define the price range. Here you can experiment differently, but let's say that I wanted to trade between 95 and 120. Okay. 95 and 120. And then here you need to specify how many grids you want. How many levels do you want between 95 and 120? As you can see, it does create all of these levels. If the price drops from here to the downside, it will open long positions on each and every one of these different levels. Depending on your strategy, you could make less grids. Let's say you only do 100, then it's gonna take longer. The price needs to move more before it opens or closes. But around 100, between 100 to 200 is quite good. And you can also have some different strategies on where you put the lower range, because at some point you want it to stop. If we have a big acceleration to the downside and now it's no longer ranging, instead it's doing God knows what, going to zero or something, you want it to relax, and here you can experiment. 95 in this case makes sense because it's a big support area. Maybe I put it a bit lower, like 93. Let's say, I mean, if we drop out of here, then let's take it easy. Let's see what all happens, where the new range is, and yeah, where is the next baseline. And then to the upside, here it's really up to you. Like, it's also smart. It's also smart to put it a bit closer to some of the existing prices. Let's say somewhere here, because then if it goes above, it likely is gonna move in a rapid way, and then you can just wait until it finds a new range, or you can adapt the upper bound. But yeah, something like this is amazing. So now you know that whatever happens between 92 and 115, it's gonna buy low, it's gonna sell high. It's gonna buy low, it's gonna sell high. And by the way, another important thing is that, let's say it goes down here to 101, it's gonna be buying on the way up, but then let's say it goes back to like 102, then it's gonna be already taking profits here. So once we hit a green level, it turns red. We buy low and it turns red, meaning that if we return to that level again, we're gonna be taking profits. This is why dumping price is in a way good, because it's volatility. If it dumps and then comes back to break even, you will be in a big profit, because it dumps, you're opening long positions, it just comes back to the same level, okay, but now you're closing those long positions. And then the next step is to select what kind of investment you want, the actual investment size and the leverage. Here, let's put a smaller one at like 1K, but the leverage with Bitcoin, you could do 10x. With Bitcoin, it's quite okay. Obviously, with smaller coins, be careful because they're super volatile. You don't know what else is happening. And also, another aspect is that you may forget about that. That's another thing. You may actually forget about the freaking like Pepe or what hell you have, and just not pay attention. With Bitcoin, you always pay attention. Each and every day you open your portfolio, you're gonna see Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, 10x is okay. For the other stuff, do it a bit less. These higher ones, I mean, if you're super diligent or just for fun, you can do it. But I mean, within 10x, it's good enough. It's good enough for most intents and purposes for Bitcoin. And for smaller shitcoins, use a bit less. But yeah, really up to you. Try different things, but control risk. Here you can take in, you can put in take profit and stop loss if you want to manage risk even more. And next, you click on create, and here you can see what actually is happening. Let me explain this to you so you understand. So as you can see, 26% of the funds is gonna go into Bitcoin. So it's gonna deploy 26% already. This money right here, USDT, is gonna use in order to open up all of these different orders in the order book that is waiting to get filled. So here, when the thing goes down, it's gonna use those USDTs in order to buy the dip. And if it goes up, it's gonna use these Bitcoins to take profit. Okay, this is how it's set up. This will be different. Let's say that you change. Let's actually try this, because it really depends how you set up your range. Let's say I set up the range like this. I have most of the range is to the downside from the existing price. If we click create now, you'll see that the amount of USDT is now bigger than before, and amount of Bitcoin is less. And the reason is because, I mean, you see on the picture, we have more room to the downside to buy the dip than to the upside to take profit. So the initial position that it actually deploys into the market is going to be less. So if you want to decrease your risk even more, then set up the range like this, where the red one is smaller than the green one. Then it means that today you will be deploying not a lot of capital, and you have a lot of capital to buy the dip. And then you have this reserve investment on the sidelines, and it's always like you always will have some reserved investment, and it's going to be used for extra margin to handle volatility and stuff like that. I mean, one of the things is going to be the liquidity buffer, that you have enough balance to continue placing grid orders in case the market is crazy volatility. But just know that there is always going to be some money on the reserved, and not all the funds are deployed into the order book directly. And these are deployed, and is reserved. So this is the summary. See, now it's live. You can click on detail here, and you can see all the different transactions that it's gonna do. If the price moves here, it's gonna buy. Then if it moves up, it's gonna sell, take profit. And yeah, this is a very simple demonstration of how to set up your first bot. And now it will start trading, and let's see how it goes. And so this one, let's see, we did set up in a way where, yeah, it didn't deploy a lot of capital. Instead, it's waiting for the dip. So this is more like, buy the dip kind of bot, where currently it just deployed a bit of Bitcoin, and then it's gonna use all of the cash to buy lower. But again, you can set up your own bot. If you just want something live, like something that works right now, then use the link below and copy my bot instead. Before you do that, you have to sign up, you have to fund the account and all of that. But once you have that, then you can just copy. So, is it safe? How to sign up? Use the link below. You get to this page, you see all of the free money you get by signing up, and that's how you do it. How to create a bot, we already described it. Should you go long or neutral or short? I already told you. In a bull market, go long. In a bear market, go short. Neutral, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, because I want things to happen, and neutral is just going to be too conservative. You can try it if you want conservative. What leverage should you use? Well, again, for Bitcoin, you could use 10x. I mean, always watch your liquidation price. Be super careful. For alts, use less. Maybe use 3x to 5x. Use less, because it's more volatile. What are some good coins to trade with the bot? If you're new, just start with the big ones. Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, and then if you're more experienced, you can go more and more into the shitters. What are some good setups? Well, I already kind of explained to you that there are different ways to set it up with the range. You can have a range which is higher to the upside, then it's going to deploy more of capital. It's going to then keep less of the USDT. But those are the options. Your option is how you set up the price range. And if you think that we're about to go down, then set up a price range with upper limit being closer to the existing price, because then it's going to keep more money on the sidelines to buy the dip. If you have FOMO, you think, crap, I think the market's gonna moon to like hell to the upside, do vice versa. Let's say that you think the market is gonna go up a lot now, then flip it like this or something like that. Then it's gonna put quite a big order now, buy Bitcoin now, and then it's gonna sell on the way up, all the way up here. And then let's say that it goes, 120, then 110 again. It's obviously gonna trade in that volatility. But yeah, those are the options. Can I copy your bots? Yes, use the link below. What happens if price moves out of range? We already discussed it in the beginning, but let me quickly repeat. So your bot's gonna go like this, bam, 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 buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Let's say that the price goes like this, the bot will not do anything. It's just gonna wait for you to adjust the range or close the bot. If it goes like this, the same thing. It's not gonna do anything. The difference is gonna be that here it will be all in cash. And yeah, you can do what hell you want. You can close the bot or whatever. The bad scenario, like we discussed, is in case you open your position here and it just goes down. Then it hasn't had a chance to buy low, sell high, so it's a problem. But if you think that the market will come back eventually, you can wait for it to come back, and yeah, then it will continue making profit in the volatility. Guys, common mistakes. This is kind of what we discussed with opening position, and then it goes down. So wait for some kind of range to form, or deploy less capital in the beginning. Set up your range so that it just deploys a bit, and then it has a lot of money to buy the dip. And we just described that, how to do it with setting the range highs and lows. That's number one. I mean, another classic mistake is, of course, using too much leverage. Don't use too much. For Bitcoin, 10x is okay. Don't go 100x. But other than that, it's really about your own strategy. I mean, there is no like right or wrong. There are some noob mistakes, like you get liquidated super quickly because you use high leverage, or you set up the range in a way where it's like it deployed all capital very quickly, and then the price went down, and it takes a long time for it to come back into the range and so on. But if you want to avoid all of that, just sign up, fund the account. You can use the link below to copy my bot instead. And the more you try yourself, the more you use PIONEX yourself, the more comfortable you're gonna be. But guys, on this note, that's it. Let me know if you have more questions in the comment section. I can be speaking. I can speak about this for hours, but at the end of the day, you have to try yourself. Now it's up to you. It's one thing to listen to me speak to you about how to ride a bicycle. I can speak to you for hours, days, and decades how to ride a bicycle. Before you ride the bicycle yourself, you don't know how it works, even if you know all the theories. So use the link below right now. Sign up, get a big fat sign up bonus. Deposit funds, KYC if you have to, and get started. If PIONEX is not available in your country, check out the NordVPN below. Maybe it can help you. Obviously, stay legal. Check what the hell you need to check. But you have NordVPN below. Also, you get like 3 months for free using the link below. And on this note, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for being here. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day and goodbye, guys. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.